Hello, welcome back to Oolykee Gaming and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic tutorial. And today we're gonna be dealing with roads. If you are at all like me, you used to build your bridges, or you build your bridges like this. Unfortunately, this is not really that acceptable or even nice looking. They rarely fit perfectly, and you always have some kind of issues with creating these kind of bridges. But I'm gonna show you how you can avoid this by building dirt mounds around your roads and placing the bridges flat as it's supposed to be. So we have here 4 different kinds of intersections, or quite similar, some of them, but we have a simple cloverleaf intersection, we can have straight through cloverleaf intersection, we have a small off-ramp that I created here. You can see that each road in each direction only goes off. And then we have this intersection here. This is 2 highways intersecting with each other in French horn shape, the intersection. Okay, let's keep this nice and sweet, and let's try to build a simple cloverleaf intersection. So what you do, you build one road, just one road. If you want to have perfect distance in between them, just create on each side a little bit of a T intersection. What do you do next? When you create the T intersection, there's a little node that is created here, and just go to the first click, the first dot that you can find, and if you connect this one to the other side of the road, these 2 roads are going to be perfectly parallel. They're going to be equal distance from each other. So what we're going to do now, we're going to remove all these extra mud roads that we don't need, and we're going to do the same on the opposite side. And we have perfectly 2 parallel roads where we're going to build our intersection at. So the next step would be to increase the height to the height that we're gonna need for our intersection. Usually the best thing to do is just to create a mound in the middle of the roads. Now this will not be high enough if you just leave it like this. I'm gonna demonstrate here. If you try to build even the simplest bridge, which is a brick bridge, you can't build it because it's not high enough. So what you need to do is just continue circling around with our increase height tool until you have desired height. So we can test it right now. The simplest bridge would be brick bridge, and of course this one can be fit here nicely. Okay, so you have several different types of bridges. You have the steel brick bridge, you have different kinds of bridges. You can choose whichever you want. I think the nicest one looking is the normal brick bridge. So you can build that one. The easiest bridges to build are the arc bridges, because they have huge arc underneath them and you can place them almost anywhere, and they don't cause any problems for you underneath the arc because the arcs are pretty big. I'm gonna demonstrate this with the brick bridge because I think they look classical, old school style, and as you can see they have these pillars. Fortunately / unfortunately, these pillars can be placed anywhere, even on the middle of the road, and it's gonna function perfectly fine. This is something that I usually try to avoid, so I'm gonna try to place these pillars a little bit in the middle of the road, if at all possible. So in this case we have something close to the middle of the road. I'm gonna place one, and I'm gonna place the other one right next to it, parallel, and they should fit perfectly, both of them. I'm gonna let them finish. As you can see, they are next to perfect. You have nice arches here and the highway going underneath, and now we're building highway above. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna asphalt all the rest of the roads here. I'm just gonna use normal asphalt. I'm not gonna use the lighting system, even though in most of the European countries these kind of intersections are full of street lights to make it a little bit more visible. Okay, next up, we need to decide what we're gonna do. Since I'm gonna be building a cloverleaf intersection, I'm gonna go and create a big X, or just a normal intersection here. Feel free to choose the length of these roads as you wish. what suits your country the best. They can be really, really long. You can level them up to here, or you can have the shorter ones. I'm gonna go for shorter ones in this case. Unfortunately, don't do what I did now. Don't build them straight away. You need to level the ground around them for the second road as well. So feel free to hold the right click button and just level in the same area left and right, just to increase the height of the neighboring ground that we're going to use for the second road. So if we build one and the second one, it's going to be green as well. So technically what you're doing, you're bulldozing or leveling for both roads at the same time. Or you can do like this: just remove yourself from there and then try to level this on the same elevation, or just choose the same distance as you did in previous road, and then you're gonna have easy job making this as parallel as possible. There we go. What we're gonna do next, we're gonna be extending the road, because you have to be generous with this kind of construction. So we're gonna be extending the road on both sides. And we're gonna start with our cloverleaf section of the road. So that would be the bent road that goes from one side to the other. The best thing to do here is just choose the simple distance from the road and just create short, extremely short off-road or direction that goes off your main highway. So this kind of road. You do that in every single part of the road where you want your cloverleaf intersection to be. If you want this to be more perfect, let's say, you need to choose more or less equal distance from your center of your road. So in this case, this distance should be equal to, let's say, this distance. I think this would be close enough. So I'm gonna be doing this over here. And of course, let's try on this side as well. It goes to the middle of the road, so quite generous. And then you go on the left hand side here. And then we're gonna go to this one here. You can see how big of a distance is here. It doesn't have to be perfect. You will do a better job than I do, I promise you that, with a little bit of practice, and I have really little practice with this. And then choose to build your bends as big as you want. You can use the mouse scroll to make circles as big as you want. If you wish to build smaller circles, feel free to build it closer. Feel free to build it closer to the bridges. But bear in mind that this ground might not be high enough or low enough, or you won't be able to terraform this ground perfectly. I usually choose to have a little bit bigger circles over here. Now bear in mind, they will not be perfect. It's really hard to get it perfect, but this is close enough for my taste. Okay, now the part that, if you press the letter N, the grass will regrow. Now the part that is kind of most trickiest part over here. So we need to create a road that goes parallel to this one. Usually people choose to go straight. I don't think that looks that nice. What I usually do, I choose the same thing like here. Just choose almost equal distance from the previous intersection, like we're gonna do over here. And you can just follow this road with the bends that you wish that fits your, well, style the most. And again, perfect connection usually won't be available, so feel free to build something like this a bit. And we have our first connection over here. Again, I try to choose the same distance like I did previously. You go to touch the circle, you'd go around the circle, and you go to finish it. Again, this should be red, because for some reason when it's perfect it doesn't allow you to build it. And we can do it over here. You can do it the same on all four sides. We're gonna quickly try to do this. And again, well, it's almost the perfect place, it doesn't allow you to do so. And this is the last side over here. And here we go. This one is a little bit bigger circle, so it kind of doesn't fit perfectly, but we can always rebuild this and make it a little bit smaller. But for now, I'm gonna leave my imperfection to myself to be sad about it. And now the directions, of course, you can just choose and go one by one. You can go and choose your roads to go in this direction. And then the opposite one. And you can just follow the roads how they go from here, and it's going to be quite easy for you. I'm going to skip this part. I think everybody knows how to do this, so I'm going to be back after it's done. And here we go. All the signalization is here. You can always place waypoints. They are really good for your trucks if you have direct lines to help you out with the traffic and to avoid some traffic. So there we go. This is a cloverleaf intersection. I really hope that this helps you guys in any way. If it does, please press the like button. If it didn't, leave a nasty comment in the comment section. Let me know how it goes for you. Also post some pictures on Reddit or Discord channel or on Steam Hub. I always like to watch this personal art you guys make. So anyway, like, subscribe, notification bell, ring it, comment section, hit it. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.